Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at Lord of the Rings, the deck building game, 2 to 5 players by Cryptozoic. So if you're familiar with the DC deck building, you'll understand this game pretty quickly. But if not, we're going to show you how to play this game. These deck building games are a lot of fun. They're easy to learn, and I'm a big fan of like this series, I guess, of these type deck builders. All right, so open the box. Instruction booklet is pretty straightforward. Nice big pictures, big text. Your layouts. So we'll go through all this. Where everything has a nice holder for everything. Your cards, where they go, your main deck. So to play this game, the first thing you want to do, you can either randomly hand out heroes or you can choose. So we're going to choose Aragorn. For this example, you have Samwise, Legolas, Gandalf, Gimli, Boromir. So you pick your hero, and in this deck building game, you don't have like a power that's always on. Instead, it says you start the game with Aragorn's sword in your deck. So you want to search out artifact, which is Aragorn's sword here. And it says for each different cost among cards you play, or have played this turn, you get +1 power. So this is going to go into a starting deck. So you pick Samwise, you would search this out, and this would go into a starting deck. So he has a maneuver, which is Samwise Bravery, +1 power for every 5 cards in your discard pile, an additional 1 power. All right, so we got our hero. And then our main deck is going to consist of Courage and Despair cards, along with this artifact card. So you're gonna have 6 courage and 3 despair and artifact. You're gonna shuffle these up. All right, so we got a lot of courage here, and courage is gonna be +1 power, and this is your buying power to buy better cards to go into your deck. So that's your deck. This is your character. You've got his special card in your deck already. So we set that in front of you. This is our hand, and then the board setup, you're going to have your main deck of cards, so quite a few. You want to set it here, you want to set a row of 5, so you're going to flip different cards out until you get to 5. And then this is their cost down here in the lower right hand corner. Cost 2. Cost of 4. And then in the lower left hand corner is the amount of victory points it gets you at the end of the game. So the type of cards in this deck building game, we have ally cards, which are green. Enemy cards, red. Some have ambush on there, which is a new mechanic in this deck builder. And then artifacts are blue. Locations are purple. When you buy a location, it goes in your discard pile, and when you play it, it stays out in front of you, has an ongoing effect that you get to trigger each turn. And then maneuver. And this card is also a new type, Fortune. So when you buy or gain this card, so sometimes you just gain a card, play it immediately, then destroy it. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand. So the forces do different things. There's one shot, you buy it, it happens, and then that's that. It's gone from the game. It's destroyed. So this is your buy area. You have an enemy deck, so you're going to try to defeat this whole deck to gain victory points. We start with the Nazgul here, and then when you defeat them, you go into your deck, and you can play them. You'll get +3 power, or whatever it says. You will not get their ambush. So the group ambush is what happens to everybody when these are revealed. So it'll start like this. Someone will beat the first enemy. You flip a new enemy. Actually, alerts. This is the last enemy. He goes on the bottom of the enemy deck. So I flipped it over. So he is the last person you fight. And the Nazgul is always the first person on the deck, on the enemy stack. So you flip Cave Troll. has a group ambush. It says each player reveals a random card from his or her hand. Destroy each revealed card that shares a cost with another revealed card. So bad things happen when they flip. So once you beat him, he goes into your deck. You play him, you'll get +4 power. You do not get the ambush because it's already resolved for the game. So another one flip. Continue, group ambush. So the enemy deck is usually placed over here. So you also have a stack of, which I forgot to put out, a stack of Valor cards. So they're 3 costs, they're +2 power. They're all the same, no power except for, or no ability, just +2 power. So they're always available to buy. And then throughout the game, you may gain corruption. So corruption just clogs up your deck. So you don't want those. There are -1 victory points also at the end of the game. So your despair card's worthless, but it's not a negative. The courage is a -1 and worthless. So that's your game setup. On your turn, you're gonna play out your power however you like. Trigger different abilities. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. So that's a pretty good starting hand. So we can buy anything here. We cannot defeat the enemy. He is 10. The starting one is 8. So yeah, so we start with him. Sorry, he's 9. So you would need 9 to defeat the enemy. So you look probably what the best card or what you're going to try to like make your deck do. If you want to start gathering enemies. So this does have ambush on it. So when they flip out on your turn, this would happen to you. So say player 2 went, comes back to player 1, and the flipped this out, and this ambush is going to trigger against me. It says choose and discard 2 cards. That's really rough. So that can take you down quite a bit. So I would have to take down 2 of these cards. I would discard them to my discard pile. Then I'm left with 3 power, so I could get a Valor or something. It's usually best to get something. So this is +2 power. We have an artifact here, and these are +2 power. So we will grab this. It says name a non-starter card type, and then reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a name type, +4 power, otherwise +1 power. So once you start thinning out your deck, this is a good card to have. It goes into your discard pile when you buy it. It does not refill until the end of your turn, so that would cost me 2. I have 1 left. Can't buy anything with 1. Discard all my cards. Draw up to 5. And then before the next person's turn, you reveal in case an ambush comes out. Then play continues. You would play, buy stuff, say they bought one of these and one of these. Well, you probably didn't buy 5, and that's the low cost. Then on my turn we come around, you flip, refill everything, and then I have a despair that's worth nothing, another despair, 1 power, another despair, and then for each different cost cards among you play +1 power. So this turn is pretty terrible, but there is a 0 right here. So a fortune, I could grab this. So when you buy or gain this card, play it immediately, destroy it, reveal the top card of the main deck, gain it, and put it into your hand. So even though I had a bad hand here, I can still get this. I play it, so I destroy it. I'm gonna gain this into my hand. So this is the Urukai, +2 power, has an attack. So when I play this attack happens to all the other players. Each other player chooses a card and discards it. So the ambush wouldn't happen because I just gained it, it didn't hit the field. So I believe that's correct. So now I have this. I have the 1 power. I spent 0 on that artifact, so I can play it now because it's in my hand. So now I have 3 power. So I could buy this. I could buy a Valor. So no real reason maybe not to buy this, because you could have something later that helps you with enemies. But in my turn, it's discards. So I don't have a draw pile. I shuffle this back up, draw a new hand of 5, and then we refill the row, and play continues. And then eventually people are going to start beating the villains. That's going to go in their deck. You'll flip, you'll deal with the ambush of the next villain. It'll happen to everybody. There are defense cards. So this has defense. So when that flips, the ambush happens. If this is in your hand, you can play a defense card, or if someone attacks you. So it says defense. You may discard this card to avoid an attack or an ambush. If you do, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. So this is good. You defend it. I don't have a discard pile, but say I drew a despair maybe, which I did. So now I can destroy this. And it's in my deck of those bad cards. And this goes back into the discard pile because I played it. So that would stop the ambush from happening to me, at least. It still happened to everyone else unless they had a defense card. And then that's pretty much it. We're going to continue until we finally get into Lurtz here. That's a group ambush. This is the last boss. Once you beat him, the game ends. So he is worth 10 points, quite a lot. He's also 14. You're going to count up your victory points on your cards. So starter cards are worth nothing. So you're going to add up here, and I gained this one and this one. And then say I beat one of these bosses. So it'd be 7 plus the 1, 1, 1. And then you're probably going to get around into the over 30s, depending on how the game goes, for victory points. Because the bosses are usually worth, pretty good amount. That is the Lord of the Rings deck building game. So these are a lot of fun. They're pretty easy to learn, easy to play, and like a 30-minute game. 2-player can go quick. If you know what you're doing, you can play very fast. So these are screenshots, which is okay. I think for the Lord of the Rings set, I do like art, like on the DC Comics version, better. This has some different stuff with the group ambush and like starting with the weapon instead of having a power just on your character, which is a little different. These are also different, the fortune cards. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. That is, again, Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring deck building game by Cryptozoic. Thanks for watching, Jewel R. Have a good day or night wherever you are. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, watch every single video I ever made. Thanks.